So in hearings on Capitol Hill today, witnesses blew the lid off what looks like a flagrant cover-up.
You're saying that there was a political incentive to cover up widespread Somali fraud. Is that right?
100%.
Got it. Let me ask all three of you. Did the Walz administration and Democrats intentionally, in your opinion, overlook this fraud while it was happening for political gain? I'll start with you, Ms. Robbins.
Absolutely.
What we know, the rot in Minnesota runs deep.
I've met with many whistleblowers who have spoken about how they were told that they would be demoted or reassigned. I know of people who were reassigned. We also know that they were surveilled in their place of work when people thought they might be the quote leaker. Their email and their chat functions were surveilled electronically for words like fraud or whistleblower or compliance or overbilling.
I hope Pam Bondi was watching this today. In the end, this was about a pattern of corruption. New immigrants who believe that they're entitled to rip off their new country, either by bilking the Medicaid system or milking the system for federal benefits.
Does large-scale Somali immigration make Minnesota stronger or weaker?
Certainly stronger.
Certainly stronger. Do you know what percentage of Somali-headed households in Minnesota are on food stamps?
No.
What percentage of Somali-headed households in Minnesota are on Medicaid?
I don't know.
It's 73%. What percentage of Somali-headed households are on welfare in general?
I don't know.
It's 81%. What percentage of working-age Somalians who have been in the U.S. for 10 years or more, how many of them speak English very well?
I don't know.
About half. The answer is about half. That seems pretty low, doesn't it? It doesn't sound like something that makes our country stronger to me, and I think most Americans would agree with me on that.
What does that guy know? Here to react, Kristin Robbins, Minnesota State Rep and chair of the Minnesota Fraud Committee. Representative, you've been talking to whistleblowers, tracking where the money is going. For our viewers tonight who've been hearing this now for weeks and weeks, what's the most shocking thing that you've learned?
The most shocking thing we've heard from whistleblowers is that the Criminal Investigation Division of DHS was told they couldn't do it anymore, and that they were going to not be able to refer criminal cases to the BCA. And that
what
they
is
were,
that BCA?
Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. And instead, they were going to look at it as overbilling. And there was a committee formed to decide if the overbilling would be recouped.
Keith Ellison, the Attorney General of the state, said, of course they've done everything they can. And he went on to say, this is all political. It's not serious.
I would say he's the only one in the state that feels that way. Minnesotans are furious about the billions of dollars of their tax dollars that have been stolen and used for overseas property in Kenya and Turkey and mansions and fancy cars. Minnesotans are furious, and Keith Ellison has turned a blind eye for years. We have credible whistleblower reports where he ghosted people, and they finally came to us because they hadn't gotten any response.
So they reach out to him?
Yes.
And then don't you love when people do that, by the way? You send him an email. You know they've read it. And then you just, okay. So he's doing like the mean girl thing on this, correct?
Yes. Well, that's what the whistleblowers tell us. They reached out to the DHS OIG. They reached out to Ellison's office. And we were their third stop before they came and got some help.
So it's not just the Minnesota taxpayers. It's all of us, correct? Because these are federal tax dollars going to Minnesota. So we've seen Minnesota, and as you know, I have close ties to the state, been there so many times over 20 years. But they keep electing these crazy Democrats. And for the life of me, what are they getting out of it? People are leaving the state. Businesses that used to flock to the state, either high taxes, terrible regulations, or stuff like this, or now more crime, leaving the state. So can we expect a political turnaround because of what we've discovered?
Absolutely. Minnesotans now see the scale of this fraud, and they are horrified. And they want change. We're not as blue as people think. The legislature in the House is tied, and the Senate's only Democrat by one vote. Minnesotans want change. They want leaders who are going to stop the fraud and get back to public safety and good schools and ability to prosper.
Oh, it's just one of the most beautiful states ever. I just love it so much. Now, Ellison, by the way, took aim at you directly today. Did you see this on Twitter?
I haven't.
X. Kristin Robbins, the Minnesota Fraud and Oversight Committee chair, has resulted in 15 meetings, but 0 passed bills and 0 cases of fraud. Wow. Sounds like you don't do anything.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, that's ridiculous. So we've had all these hearings where we've grilled agency officials, we've exposed new areas of fraud, and then when we get an investigation to a certain point, we turn it over to the Office of Legislative Auditor and the U.S. Attorney. So those cases are in the pipeline for investigation by law enforcement, and we expect additional charges in many areas.
So he would prefer that you not present any information to the authorities and that nothing is uncovered. I mean, I guess that's what he's saying, because to me, this is not a partisan issue. It shouldn't be. This should be an outrage across that state and across the country. And it's happening in other states as well.
Right. No, it is not partisan. No matter what your political affiliation, Minnesotans are furious.
If he were smart, he would be just as outrageous as you are and be working with you. But he's not smart. State Rep, thank you. Good to see you. Good work today.